I remember playing Mass Effect 2 in 2011 on the PlayStation 3. It was my first game in the series and I played it without knowing anything about the Mass Effect universe. That was 10 years ago. What memories I have of the game of that time is nothing but praise. This is Duck360 and I am here to review Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition. Please leave your feedback below at the end of the video and don't forget to subscribe if you've enjoyed this review. In Mass Effect 2, you continue the journey with Commander Shepard, trying to figure out a way to stop a galactic invasion from a mysterious race of giant machines called the Reapers. When you start the game, Shepard gets attacked by a new mysterious weird looking ship. Shepard gets critically injured, that's a real understatement by the way, and is saved by a human organization called Cerberus. They are xenophobic against aliens and only care about humanity. They would do anything to gain an edge. This includes doing horrible, morbid experiments on both aliens and humans. In short, everyone in the galaxy, humans included, sees Cerberus as the bad guys. Real bad guys. Hell, even a lot of people in Cerberus don't agree with what they do. So here's the interesting situation. As I mentioned earlier, those bad guys are the ones who saved your life, Shepard's life. But not only that, Cerberus is the only ones in the galaxy that are looking at a situation where entire human colonies are disappearing. Hundreds of thousands of humans are vanishing and no one is doing a thing about it. And to add to that, Cerberus is a very strong organization and one of the very few ones that actually believes in the Reaper's threats and are willing to do something about it. This is an amazing setup for us players, because we get to question if the end justifies the means. Is it okay to work with an evil organization if it means saving human colonies and possibly the galaxy? You get to reflect on that question by your attitude towards Cerberus throughout the game by the answers you pick when people react to the fact you are with them. So all of this setup I'm talking about, this is all in the first hour of the game. Unfortunately, the rest of the game doesn't live up to this amazing beginning. Your main objective in the game is to stop whoever is causing human colonies to disappear, but all you get to do now is recruit your companions, one by one. You need to build your A-team to take down the enemy. Not any A-team, but the most badass A-team. 10 badass companions in total, 12 if you include the DLC ones. That's 10 whole missions, which takes a huge chunk of time away from your main objective and the story, because each of these companions has their own story, which are actually interesting, but they're a huge distraction. You spend too much time with your companions compared to the actual main quest. I'd comfortably say Mass Effect 2 is more about recruiting companions than actually doing anything else.
Can it wait for a bit? I'm in the middle of some calibrations.
You do get like 2 story missions between this recruiting process, and then an epic final mission to end the game. That's a huge difference in proportion, and this isn't really the main issue, I'm just building up to it. So, after you recruit a companion, at some point these companions will start a quest called Loyalty Quest. Basically, the final mission of the game is extremely dangerous, and there's a chance no one will survive it. So your companions wish to deal with things before doing a suicide mission, so they can have a clear mind and be 100% focused on the final mission.
Gonna go take care of a little unfinished business. I imagine everyone else is too. Getting some closure, you know?
Those are what Loyalty Quests for. My main issue with Mass Effect 2 is the content of those Loyalty Quests. 9 out of your 12 companions' quests are Daddy Issues quests. Yes, you heard me right, Daddy Issues. I'm not even joking. The topic of this quest revolves around the problems of parenting with fathers, and it takes a huge amount of time to complete them all because of how many companions the game has. You might think about skipping those quests. This is highly not advised. You see, to get the best ending in the game, you have to get everyone loyal. You do that by, you guessed it, completing their loyalty quests, and some require a bit more. So unless you don't mind not getting the best ending, you have to go through family drama with each of them. Few of those loyalty missions are good and add a lot to the Mass Effect universe and the galactic issues they face. The rest of the side quests are small but with quality. They are a good small distraction to do while doing your main quest, as they won't really hinder your progress at all. Outside of quest, we've got combat. If you watch my Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition review, you would remember how much I disliked the combat in that game. Fortunately, this game improved the combat by a lot. It felt streamlined and responsive compared to the first game. This time you get to fight a nice variety of enemies. Also, enemies have 4 different HPs. Each ability you use is either effective or ineffective to that type of HP the enemy has. This made each combat more strategic than just shooting, especially when playing at higher difficulties as I did. Using abilities is so much better now. You can assign more abilities to quick buttons than you did in the first game. This made combat very engaging by switching between using guns and abilities. Though I did feel like the game likes to throw a lot of enemies at you to the point that after 25 hours of gameplay it started to get tedious. The leveling system felt worse than the first game. There are fewer areas to spend points in and each upgrade costs more than the previous one in a constraining way. However, managing weapons and armor is a lot easier. You can now customize your armor by piece, each giving you specific bonuses. You get new armors by either buying them or finding them while exploring mission, making exploration rewarding. The same goes with weapons. You can find weapons in the field or buying them. However, weapons are restricted by class. I chose the Infiltrator class, which allowed me to only carry snipers, pistols, and SMGs. I really enjoyed the feel of each of them, but snipers however felt pretty OP if you used them with specific ability combos. To upgrade your weapons and many other things you need to spend materials. Materials are separate from your money. To get them you can find small pickups scattered in the missions. But the majority of it you get from mining planets. It's like a small minigame where you scan planets to find areas of greater mineral deposits to mine. It's interesting the first time you use it, then gets awfully boring. Thankfully, you don't need to mine every planet in the Milky Way. After mining a few systems, I had enough materials to be able to upgrade everything until the end of the game. Other minigames you get when you do hacking. There are 2 of them and they get boring fast and one of them strains the eyes. Like the first game, Mass Effect 2 introduces you to many great characters with great performances. My favorite would be the leader of the Cerberus group, the Illusive Man. He's the kind of person willing to do what is necessary to save the world, even if everyone else will hate him for it. He is very determined and proactive, unlike most politicians in the game, and also he's extremely mysterious and powerful. Your companions, even though 12 is a large number, are interesting and unique. You can spend a lot of time talking to each other and explore their personalities and backgrounds. And if you do their loyalty quests, you get to know them even more. And just like in the first game, you can pick your conversation choices when talking to others. You can turn your Shepard into a soft-hearted, kind commander by picking the Paragon choices, or a ruthless badass commander by picking the Renegade choices.
If you shoot me... How about goodbye?
Every time you pick one of those, you gain points corresponding to your choice. If you get enough points, then you can pick special choices and conversations that correspond to what your Shepard is like. The graphics of the game did improve in the Legendary Edition. The main improvement is a high resolution 4K textures, sharper details, and different lighting. The music of the game is still very average, but slightly better melodies than the first. Still, it feels very unique compared to the other games, but nothing too special. Overall, it's still a great game. Fun combat and world to explore, lots of things to do and choices to make. The only flaw is the pacing of the story and the over-focus of team building and loyalty quests. The rest is great. I give Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching and reaching the end. I am still new to doing reviews, so any feedback you can give me in the comments below, I would appreciate it. If you've enjoyed the review, consider subscribing for more in the future. Have a good one.